Up in just a little bit. We'll be back in Dallas with some final notes before we get to Rich and the guys. And we'll have an interview down in the field. Adam Schefter. We'll see if he can get a few words from Rick Romo. But our final here at Texas Stadium is the Dallas Cowboys 37, the Green Bay Packers 27. We'll be right back right after this.
The official home improvement sponsor of the NFL.
We welcome you back to Texas Stadium in the Home Depot postgame show. We've just watched the Dallas Cowboys turn back the Green Bay Packers 37-27. A remarkable night, really, especially so because Brett Favre, the Iron Man of the NFL, was chased to the sidelines with a bruised throwing arm after that hit by Nathan Jones. Aaron Rodgers came in and actually played very effectively for the Packers. They climbed within 3, and they looked to be in position to take the lead in the fourth period, especially so after a crazy turnover. The Cowboys throwing into the end zone, and Terrell Owens just coughed it up. Al Harris picks it off, but the Cowboys defense bowed itself, got the ball back, and then this was the big play of the game, the interference call. Inside the 5-yard line, Miles Austin getting the benefit of the call there, a 40-yard break, and then the touchdown to Creighton put the Cowboys up by 10. They wind up winning it by 7. The star of the night, Tony Romo, 19 of 30, 309 yards, 4 touchdowns. He talked a moment ago with our Adam Schefter.
Tony, congratulations. You clinched a spot in the playoffs, and you had the inside track on home field advantage in the playoffs. What does that mean to you?
That was, our first goal of the year is to come out, and win division games, get into the playoffs, and we've accomplished that now. And obviously the next step is to win the division and put yourself in position, to go far.
Why was this team able to get out to such a quick start tonight, 27 points in the game's first 20 minutes?
We just executed. The game, it's just about going out there to execute and just trying to go to the guy who's open and hope you don't miss him halftime.
There have been some great quarterbacks who have played here, both here tonight. Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman, yet you threw 4 touchdowns tonight to set a new single-season franchise record with 33. Does that mean anything to you?
I don't really play for individual records or anything. I mean, that's a testament to our team and how well we're playing, really. And I'm sure they'll look good, but if you win the Super Bowl, then those things are meaningful, I guess. But if you don't, they're just kind of something that happens, I guess.
Well, Tony, you're now 17-5 as a starter. Congratulations, and enjoy the 10-day break.
Appreciate it, bud.
Thanks so much.
All right, Adam Schefter, thanks so very much. And so here's a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. The Cowboys, for the first time in their pretty glorious history, moved to 11-1. And the Packers are still sitting in very good position for the number 2 seed. The rest of it pretty much self-explanatory. Reason it's pretty important in the NFC, the last 3 years, the number 1 seed has moved on to the Super Bowl in this conference.
Yeah, and the lines are pretty well drawn now, aren't they? The Dallas Cowboys, clearly the favorite now in the NFC, the New England Patriots in the AFC, and the way those two teams have been playing, it's hard to imagine anybody coming into their home and knocking them off, but we've seen stranger things throughout the course of the year, but a very impressive performance tonight, not just by the Dallas Cowboys, but Tony Romo, Terrell Owens. The stars came out, performed the way they have all season long, and then at the end of the game, that big offensive line, Marion Barber took over as they've done all season long.
We look at the other side, Green Bay Packers. Good news, bad news. Good news is they came in here, people were still asking questions about them, but they showed themselves to be really a genuine playoff team and a power in the NFC. Bad news is Brett Favre is a big question mark.
A big question mark, and really they played tonight really without 3 of their biggest stars, Charles Woodson, KGB, Brett Favre, all going out for this ball game. So not a full look out of the Green Bay Packers, but let's give the Dallas Cowboys credit. They came in, took care of business at home, and got it done.
Our final 37-27. We can expect to see both these teams playing in January.
No question.
No question about that. With that note, let's go on downstairs to Rich Eisen and the Total Access Home Depot post-game show crew. Rich?
All right, Bryant and Chris, thanks very much. Rich Eisen, Marshall Falk, Deion Sanders, and Steve Mariucci with that Home Depot post-game show. All right, guys, let's talk about this game. 37-27. 4 more touchdowns for Tony Romo. Terrell Owens, a $156, but as Chris Collinsworth pointed out, the Packers were within 1 possession of the Cowboys in this hostile environment without Charles Woodson, without Kabir Bajaj-Biamila, and without Brett Favre. Did they take anything out of this game other than the loss, Marshall?
Well, definitely Aaron Rodgers. You found out that you have a backup quarterback and your future is pretty good. He played pretty well. But when you look at this game, and in big games, period, there's 2 things that you can't do. You can't turn the ball over, and you can't have a lot of penalties, and the Packers had a lot of both.
It's hard enough to get two corners that can bump and run and play this game at a certain level, then I think that you could replace them with two young corners in a game of this magnitude is absurd. But I don't think we could take too much from this game because Green Bay was shorthanded and Dallas got away from their game plan. You got to learn how to kill a gnat with a sledgehammer. When you get a team down, it's not a championship-type team if you can't put them away. And Dallas showed me today that they didn't know how to put the Green Bay Packers away.
I was impressed with both football teams. Number one, Dallas winning this game in good fashion, although, like you mentioned, I thought Green Bay came out and shorthandedly now with personnel made some nice halftime adjustments and slowed down Dallas in that second half. They only got one touchdown, and it was because of a 42-yard pass interference penalty. So I like Green Bay's effort. It showed us that, hey, they can compete with the big boys shorthanded. If they get these guys back healthy and play again, it ought to be a heck of a game. And Aaron Rodgers looked like he did when he played at Cal, playing against USC in the big games. He always played well.
That said, the Dallas Cowboys are the ones that emerged from this game with an 11th win in a playoff spot and the inside track in the NFC right up until the Super Bowl. And Tony Romo with 4 touchdown passes. He's now the all-time single-season touchdown thrower in the history of this franchise. That is, for the first time, 11-1. And yet, you take out of this game, Dion, that they couldn't close out the Green Bay Packers.
They couldn't put them away. I mean, you playing shorthanded, and you can't put them away. And they got away from their game plan. When Aaron Rodgers came in, really, that was the best thing that happened to the Green Bay Packers because Dallas had a defensive game plan to stifle Brett Favre unbelievably. I mean, the pressure they put on him. As soon as Aaron Rodgers came in, it seemed like they got hesitant. They got reluctant. They start playing soft, and he was sitting back there just looking at one receiver the whole time. It's not like he was making a read or anything. And when everybody was covered, he ran. It was simple.
Yeah, at one point, he was 14 out of 15, and he looked very poised and comfortable in the pocket. And I also like his mobility. He got out of there. What did he have? 30 yards rushing tonight on five carries. So this was a good thing for the Green Bay Packers to see what they've got as a backup because he simply hasn't played, but he showed us a lot tonight.
Well, as the crowd is all fired up, chanting T.O. because I believe he is out here on the turf. And maybe we can get him over here. Maybe we could do that. Who knows? That's what you have when you got the Home Depot post-game show. You got muscle. You're in Dallas.
The Home Depot post-game show is brought to you by the Home Depot, official home improvement sponsor of...
Great win, guys. Great win. Great. That wasn't just a good one. That was a great one. All right. Hey, let's hear it for our crowd. Let's hear it for the offense. Defense. Special teams. Owner. Coaches. What a win. Where's my spokesman here? Terrell. Terrell, where are you, man? Terrell. Where's Terrell? Terrell. Hey, Terrell. Hey, Terrell. Come on. Give him the key to the Terrell. You got to keep going. Terrell. Hey, we gave him the business, baby. I like the way we played. You know what I mean? Yeah, great job, guys. Terrell. I'm proud of all of you. Really proud of all of you. Special win for us.
And that is Wade Phillips in the locker room, and here he is out of the locker room in the flesh after a 7-catch, $156 performance, tying a Cowboy record with 14 touchdowns this season. Terrell Owens joining us here on Total Access. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. So, let's start with your coach, Wade Phillips. There you are, his arms around you. You're leading this team in cheers. How much does Wade Phillips have to do with this 11-1 start?
I mean, great. Let me start off by thanking the Lord for giving me the opportunity just to come out and do what I did today, and I couldn't do it without my teammates, Tony and all the offensive line giving them time. But Wade has been very instrumental. He came in during off-season training camp, and he implemented his philosophy. And, I think all the guys have been very, very receptive to him, and the record is a very good indicator of what he's brought to this team.
We heard in the interview that we did prior to the game, you're maturing. Your maturation process, and you just gave me an example to my humble host, Rich Eisen, of your maturity by thanking God first, thanking all of your people that are responsible for your success. Is that part of the new T.O., or has that always been?
I mean, it's always been me, and I think now it's just I have a great coach in Wade. I have a coaching staff that believes in me. They're utilizing me in the offense, and, you know, we're just playing great as a team, man.
I think you're talking also about Ray Sherman, huh, T.O.?
Oh, man, Ray Sherman has been very, very instrumental.
Yeah.
And just staying with me every day. I asked him to coach me like I'm a rookie. I want to be the best that I can be. And every day I go out and practice hard, and it just carries over into the game. And I know I don't mention Ray very often, but he's very instrumental.
Your position
in
coach.
my success.
Your position coach, Ray Sherman.
And you've had good seasons before in your career, several. And you've played on good teams in San Francisco and Philly. How does this team right here, this young team, compare? Is this your best team, or is it still a work in progress?
I mean, it's always work in progress, but we do have a great team here. We knew that, you know, coming in from last year, the devastating loss in Seattle, everybody knew that we had a good team. And just with what Wade has done, you know, with his philosophy, just coming in and treating us like men, everybody being responsive, receptive. I mean, it's been a great atmosphere around the whole locker room.
I think it was brilliant by your coordinator, Jason Garrett, to take you and place you in motion.
Yeah.
So he won't leave you outside the numbers against an Al Harris who's very physical at the ball, and they switch. He never came with you in motion. Was that a game plan that you welcomed?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I knew it was going to be tough. I knew it was going to be a great challenge, you know, with Al Harris out there. He's a great competitor. He's a great DB. But I knew that the things that I did in this offense were going to enable us to be explosive down the field. And I welcome the challenge. Anybody want to step on the field, you know, week in and week out, I'm ready.
Are you the best team in the NFL?
I mean, we're work in progress. You know, right now, we haven't gotten to where we need to be. We've put ourselves in the driver's seat, put ourselves in the situation for the playoffs, and we just got to keep going.
11-1's a pretty good work in progress, Terrell.
We just got to keep chugging along.
But you know how many people in the NFL, and certainly those who follow the NFL, keep talking about the New England Patriots, a team that came in this house, handed your only loss of the season. How do you guys compare to that Patriots team as we sit here after your Week 13 win?
Well, I mean, we played those guys. They beat us. We're not really focused and concentrating on what they're doing. It's all about what we're doing right now. You know, we're going with everybody that's on our schedule. We're taking them one at a time. We can't look any further ahead than the opponent at hand. So that's how we're focusing, and that's the approach that we're taking.
T.O., I was there for the Sharpie. I was there for the pom-poms. The popcorn. You got the popcorn up there.
Yeah.
You had the popcorn ready.
Yeah, it was very spontaneous. I scored.
It was very spontaneous, but he was back there with some popcorn. Who you think you talking to? He just happened to be stationed. You know the thing I like about that is you have enough confidence to know you're going to get in the paint. Not only in the paint, in this paint.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every week, man, I concentrate, I focus, I dedicated myself during the offseason to do the things that I'm doing now. And I mean, I can't be more thankful than the coaching staff. I mean, if it wasn't for those guys, I wouldn't be able to do, you know, what I'm doing. I mean, Jason Garrett, I can't say enough about him. And he's done a great job week in and week out, moving me around in the offense. And we're just taking advantage. And Tony's doing a great job of, you know, taking what the defense is giving us.
And you want to know, you may be different from the time that you played for him. He now texts Steve Mariucci. He texts, people hit him on his hip. He's a different guy himself, thanks to Dion, right?
You're texting your sons?
That's the maturation process.
He knows how to walk it out.
Oh, yeah?
He knows how to walk it out.
So you texting Tyler and all those your boys now?
Just a little.
Just a little, yeah.
Tell me something. The only thing I was critical with your team tonight was you didn't put them away. And the sign of a championship team, when you get someone down, you got to put them away. And it seemed like you guys got complacent.
Well, I think, as I said, you know, we're still work in progress. And yeah, you want to have that killer instinct. And we're going to get better and better. And as the season progresses, I mean, we're at the end of our schedule, but we're going to get better and better. And I think, you know, the way the defense came in tonight and played and they stood strong and they did a great job, and they stopped those guys when they had to, and put us back on the field. And yeah, we're going to get better.
Yeah, your coach smiling, laughing, joking, having a wonderful time. The whole team is so ecstatic about that win, and they call you in to give a speech, and you just had to take your shirt off. Huh? You just had to walk in there with your shirt off, as if you didn't know there was cameras in there.
I was about to get in the shower, man, and then they come in. I was like,
come do NFL Network. So I just had to rush in and do what I do.
And you know what's amazing of the you never know that if someone had told you the day of the Star, when you came running out the Star of San Francisco, that this would be the way you'd be loved in this stadium in Dallas, what would you have said to that certain someone?
You know what? That's how free agency is. And you know what? I'm glad to be a Dallas Cowboy right now.
Do you ever think you'd ever hear that out of his mouth, Steve?
Nope. When I played for San Francisco, we wanted to beat these guys.
Right.
And we came in and we did what we had to do. And it's the same, you know. When I'm playing with the Dallas Cowboys, whomever we're playing, you know, I'm gunning for them.
Well, my favorite quote, and we got to get out of here, is I love me some Nick. Can you just give it to us real lightly before you go?
Everybody that's out there watching this, I love me some me. Believe it.
And there you have it. I don't know how to wrap that up.
I love you, boy.
Terrell Owens, congratulations.